What up, though, world? It's Swag Right. I'm back with another episode of 734 in Ann Arbor, and I'm here with everybody's favorite neighborhood stoner, Mr. Flight Team himself,
Hey.
Dre Dav.
What up, though?
How
What
you
up,
been
though?
doing?
I've been good, man. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I got no complaints at all. It's nice to be doing something at home. You know, we in the deuce, baby. Get wicked out here.
Ann Arbor Hub. We keeping it Ann Arbor. So.
Yeah, no, I feel that. That's dope. I like what you got going on around here. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
Like, it's dope. I feel like Ann Arbor don't get enough spotlight as it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially to be taken serious for real in like the music community. But like, so I appreciate you providing a platform for it, and you know, just letting us tell our stories because there's a lot of talented motherfuckers from out here.
We got history.
Facts.
Me and Cam were just talking about that on the last episode. Like, you know, we've got our viral moments in the last 10 years, but hip hop here been popping since early 2000s.
Yeah, facts.
And even artists like you've been doing it 15 years now.
Yeah, something like that.
You
It's
know,
been a long time. You know, and I had the blessings of it taking me like all over the country. I done met, you know, some of the top artists in the world, and you know. So,
go ahead, name drop. We down with name drops on this show.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? I think the first major artist I opened up for was Currency. No, actually, no. It was Young Dro.
Okay.
It was me. Vanna was there. A couple other niggas. Yeah, the first one was Young Dro. Then Spitter. We done shit with Smoke Dizza, fucking Block Boy JB. You know, I got songs with crazy motherfuckers. Like, we just dropped the one with Mozzie. Shout out to Dro Hunnit, Mozzie, Mike C. You know what I'm saying? That was on the last project. Got a couple songs with Currency. And, you know, we working.
That's
We
dope.
getting the motion together, man. We trying to put on for the deuce.
Period. So that's a good segue. Let's segue into the album.
Okay.
Ziggy's, aptly named after
yeah.
our favorite local venue.
Oh, yeah, facts. It like, I tell people all the time, I think I said it at the last time I was there, without Ziggy's, you don't get Dre Dav for real. Like, I got to shout out, you know, Dave, the original owner, for letting us even establish ourselves in there, because, like, I feel like Ziggy's personally is where I honed my craft. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love performing at the Pig. I loved when the dojo was at the, you know, the spot over downtown. But it's nothing like Ziggy's because the chemistry is always insane, whether it's, you know, we done shows with 10 people and probably 200 people through there. And it's always been life-changing. And like I said, that's where I feel like I hone my craft the most because I get, you know, I'm going to get the real feedback from my dogs. But Ziggy's has always told me when a song is going to pop. You know what I'm saying?
It's a very mixed crowd.
Yeah. And that's my thing. I like to get, you know, everybody know I do the weed shit, and weed is universal. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking on my podcast. You put all the world leaders in a room, pass the joint around, it'd be world peace.
Period.
Might solve world hunger because everybody gonna get in there and get the munchies too. You feel me? But yeah, like without Ziggy's, you don't get me. Because I don't have that place to do what I do, learn how to throw my events, network with the people I network with, and things of that nature.
I love it. So the album. Let's talk more about the album. For me, it took me on a '90s ride.
Oh yeah, facts. We got a little bit of everything on there.
Yeah, I mean, you came a little bit into the new age in the end of the album, but it really like took me back.
Yeah.
With the beat samples, even your features felt very authentically like early 2000s and 1990s. Like,
Yeah.
it really showed who influenced you.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite song on the album?
My favorite song on the album. That's tough, man. That changed day by day. Probably Out the Mud.
Okay.
Because I don't storytell that much, but when I do, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of my favorite styles of presenting. And you know, that song is so authentically me and just telling my story and how I even got from that to music in the first place, you know? And, you know, everybody think Ann Arbor just some rich town. Like, it's po folks around here too, man, and that's how we grew up.
It's
so
hoods around here too, for sure.
And so everything that I did, I had to get it out the mud, you know. So that song is probably one of my favorites of all time, but definitely the favorite off that project.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like people who know Ann Arbor, the spots. We come from like neighboring hoods,
Yeah.
High Cone and
Cone,
Stony
baby.
Brook, and then we neighbors.
Yeah,
It's just
facts.
the park separating us.
Right.
But like I really like that you told that story because it's a story that doesn't get told often enough.
Yeah.
That there are hoods in Ann Arbor and there is shit going on and they do pop off.
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying?
The police will come and
I
shut it
tell
down
people,
quick.
yeah,
But
like it's a hood everywhere. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And being from the hood don't make you tough, but you gotta learn. I feel like you just learn harder lessons. You know what I mean? So it get wicked anywhere. You know, the motherfuckers in the Palisades get robbed. Be like,
oh, on Ziggy's, you use quite a few samples.
yeah.
I love that. Can you tell me what inspired you to use those particular samples?
The samples just come from shit I like to listen to, or things I grew up listening to, or things that inspired me to write music. You know what I mean? Like, what's the, I'm trying to think of one. Just in
Dre was
particular.
one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
You kicked it right off
Yeah.
with the.
Well, that was something I always wanted to rap over anyway. You know what I'm saying? I love Dr. Dre. I've always had an affinity just for West Coast music in general, and I feel like that comes out a lot of times because I don't sound like the people from here. I don't perform like the people from here. And so, the West Coast thing was always like, that's what I like. I grew up in the hyphy era and, listening to 40 and everything else. But yeah, like I said, that was just, I love that song. That's one of the workout songs. That's one of the ones so I was like, you know what, man, I want to rap over this finally. So yeah.
That's
And
dope.
like you said, that was a great way to kick off the album. And I recorded that a couple years ago and just been sitting on it. You know what I'm saying? If you've been to a show, you probably heard it before. You know what I'm saying? Because I used it to intro my sets a lot. But yeah, I was feeling it.
That's dope. Can you talk a little bit about your journey coming up here in Ann Arbor, specifically in the music scene?
It was different, you know what I mean? Because it's not like it was a scene, but you don't have the same resources as like a major city in terms of venues and things like that. So I feel like it makes the people you around a lot more close knit. You feel me? So the support was always there. It's like if even the people that ain't so dope, they still, you know what I'm saying? Everybody still rock with you. And because you watch those people over the years get better and better and hone their craft too. But like doing music in Ann Arbor, the support is there. We just need the spotlight. So that's what I feel like is the next step for Ann Arbor, Ypsi, really just Washtenaw County in general, because it's such a like creative hub here within this 20 miles between the Deuce and Ypsi.
Yeah, most definitely. So tell us a little bit more about the Flight Team. That's your record label. You got several artists that represent. Tell us about that.
Shout out to Villain, DJ Nitro for Notorious _ Vanity. Don't forget the underscore.
And put it in the right spot. Period.
Yeah, don't forget the underscore. But Flight Team is my family, man. They called me the pilot because I used to want to be a pilot. When I was younger, I wanted to be a Air Force pilot.
Okay.
Figured out I was too tall to fly the planes.
Yeah, those cockpits are small. I've been in one.
And we started, and then we started smoking weed for real, and I think we was just listening to a lot of Currency and the Paper Planes thing, and me wanting to be a pilot, and I'm like, all right, but what are we gonna call the squad? Because I got the pilot shit popping. But what we gonna call the squad? And I was like, the Flight Team. It made sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it came. And it's we've had members come and go and everything, but like me and Nitro specifically been talking about this shit since we was 13, 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it's been an honor and a privilege to do this, next to my brother for so many years. Same with Villain, same with Micah. Shit, I remember rapping with Shavana in the hallway. So it's like, these my peoples. We fight like siblings. We argue like we are related like this. It's a family more than anything.
Most definitely. With the Flight Team, you guys do a lot for the community. You do the Superfly Troy Drive every year. Can you talk about some of the stuff you got upcoming? Or
So Yeah, like you were saying, we do the Superfly toy drive every year. If you haven't heard about it, you're hearing about it right now. You know what I'm saying? We get a lot of local businesses involved, raise donations, pass them out to kids every year just for the less fortunate. And it get tougher and tougher every year, but I feel like we get more and more donations every year. So that just go to show you how much the community believe in some shit like that. And I appreciate, all of y'all, because we couldn't do it without y'all. And it just, it started as an idea. I had didn't do it that year. Brad Spliff, when he was a member, you know what I'm saying? He was like, hey, we should do a toy drive. And I'm kind of like, yeah, I was feeling that. I was actually thinking about that too. I pitched it to the guys, and we just didn't really get the wheels turning. So he was kind of like the one that was like, nah, like, let's do it. And we had to do it remotely because it was COVID. And we just did like a live thing where we was at Grove Studio. Shout out to Grove. We had, obviously we had the businesses where we had donation boxes, and then people could just come in, chill with us, say what up, drop off a toy, and dip. And then we had partnered with Toys for Tots. And so for the first couple of years, we was giving them just the Toys for Tots. Not this past Christmas, but the one before. I don't know what happened. We couldn't get in touch with Toys for Tots. We had a gang of donations, so last minute I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dress like Santa. I need all hands on deck, and we just gonna touch the community ourselves. And we realized then, like, it was nice to see the way it was actually affecting people firsthand. We don't do it for clout. We don't do it for none of that shit, man. I just want to help. And I feel like music has given me the platform to be able to even do something like that. Did ask about what's coming, so we do want to expand on like the philanthropy and everything. So I'm partnering with my girl, yours truly, Events and Novelties. I gotta shout her out because she's like my idea person behind the scenes. Like, that's who I run everything by. But she did a back to school drive last year. I helped her out with that a little bit. So I think we actually gonna put all of our resources together this year, like we supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to wifey. Shout out to Lisa. Love you.
Shout out wifey. Period.
You know what I mean? But so yeah, it was just we're gonna do the back to school thing. Probably do some trunk or treats for the kids. And just we want to touch the community in a positive way as much as we can. Like, yeah, we a bunch of stoners. Yeah, we some degenerates. We like to have fun, party, do all that. But I got a big heart too, and I love putting smiles on other people's faces.
I feel you, because Swag Rat is so gay, but I love the kids. So, we out here. We do whatever we got to do for these children.
Yeah, facts.
So, yeah, hit me up. Let me know. Swag Rat and Arbor Hub, Modern Living Collective. We definitely will help you, team up with you for that.
Okay.
And help you make that happen, because we all about the same thing here. And Arbor Hub, it's in the name. We supporting the community.
Facts, man. And like I said, all the donations we get just go to kids and families in need in the community. So if you got something extra, whether it's one toy, $10, $5, we take cash donations too, and we use that to go buy more toys. So if you don't want to do the shopping, I'll do it for you. Just holler at me.
Period. So moving forward with the music, what you have coming up next?
Coming up next with the music, we really just, no, I don't have anything solid. Like, I can't say that I'm just working on a project right now. I'm recording music. I'm sending features out to people I want to work with. And then whatever happens. We still pushing Ziggy's strong. So if you ain't heard it, go get acquainted with it. Probably, I'm going to drop my usual 3 or 4 per year. So we'll see what comes. I got some stuff tucked in the chamber. I got some major features still tucked in the chamber. We ain't put those out yet. So, we're gonna start dropping again soon. The focus really just been, getting it organized now. Because it's like it's gotten past the point where, like, music is fun, but it's also like, this is my job now too.
It's music business.
You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to get into the business side of things, get on bigger shows, bigger stages. Like, I've been blessed in the past, but you always want to move on and do the next biggest thing. Probably see me on a couple tours or something this year.
You got any shows coming up here soon?
Nothing yet. Like I said, I've been kind of chilling on bookings and getting organized. But we plan a 73420. You know,
Okay.
same thing we do every year.
Always.
This will be a third or fourth year, 73420, right at Ziggy's. And we got some special stuff lined up this year too. I ain't gonna get too much away right now, but you know, you'll have a regular experience, and then you could get the VIP experience too. So it's gonna be fun. It's Easter Sunday. Probably do a little weed Easter egg hunt or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's gonna be cool. 73420. Make sure y'all lock that in.
Lock that in, and I'm gonna have to link up with you Hash Bash weekend. They're gonna be opening consumption line downtown in Arbor here soon. So
yeah. You know I'm gonna be there day one.
Mm-hmm. All right, told him, let me know.
Yeah, consumption, Ann Arbor.
Shout out Hunter.
I'm gonna be
everybody
there.
at
You know
the Jungle House.
The friendly neighborhood stoner. It wouldn't be right if I wasn't there. You feel me?
So you spoke briefly earlier. Tell us about your podcast. What you got? 2 episodes out now?
Yeah, we got 2 episodes out now. The Sunday Sesh. Something I've been working on for about a year, just crafting this, and just because I'm just tapped in with the cannabis community. Like, without weed, I wouldn't. Again, there'd be no Dre Dive. You know, so I want to highlight the cannabis community in a positive way because a lot of positivity comes out of it. I mean, it's such like this underground thing. I feel like, I want to bring it to the world. So we sitting down every week, me and my smoking buddy, my little sister, T Charming. Shout out to her. I asked her to do it with me because that's my favorite person to smoke with.
Period.
It's my little sister. We always laugh and have a ball. So we was like, let's do what we do, but let's get some people on here to talk about why we enjoy weed so much. Because it's not about being high. It's the community around it, the medicinal benefits of it, and everything else. So we talking to cultivators, cannabis-based artists like myself. From everybody from the cultivators, bud tenders, the artists, influencers, everybody. If it's got anything to do with weed, we hollering at you. We got my brother Willie J. Peso sliding through this week. We gonna touch on him having, one of the first black-owned, strains.
He did it big right off the bat.
Shout
out him.
And that dude he's giving me opportunity after opportunity. So I want to highlight my brother and have him tell his story too. So make sure y'all tune into that.
Hell yeah.
February 23rd, that's when that episode drops.
Last time I was in Atlanta, I ran into him. He's the only person who had good weed besides me.
Oh, yeah. Man. If y'all ain't had that giraffe, boy,
yeah.
If y'all ain't had that giraffe,
that indica put you down.
It's nothing like it. It's definitely one of my favorite strains.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So let's talk about strains. Why Dre Dab don't got his own strain? What's going on with that?
So I got the Pilot OG, but we still I want to hone it in because it's got to be everybody knows I'm the weed guy. So
I knew you was cooking something.
It's got to be the best version of that before I present it to anybody. Because the first time, if a nigga hit my shit and
it's
be
a little
like,
bit
it's
of
trash,
pressure.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, they're gonna put pressure on you.
You got to compete with the Willie J's and the heavyweight heads and the Trick OG. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Deisha and the Shay got something. On the Cloud was pretty good.
Yeah.
I tried that back. I think a year and a half ago. That was nice.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't, it's just like a project or anything else I put out. Like, I want it to be perfect first before I'm really like, all right, now we got to get it in the dispos. Now we got to do that. So once I find that perfect pheno, as we going through our journey with that, then yeah, everybody else can have it. But until it's perfect,
Okay. So what's Dre Dab's favorite strain?
My favorite strain right now, probably the giraffe. Right behind that, Cadillac Rainbows. You can't go wrong with that. Trop Cherry, anything really. Like, I love Orange Terp, so like Tropicana Cookies. I got a project called Tropicana Cookies too, because that's all I was smoking when I wrote that. Shout out to Static Selector. He did all the beats on that project.
I got to get you on an Ann Arbor beat.
Let's do it.
I got some West Coast stuff in the bag, so.
Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, I don't just rap on the West Coast shit. Like, if you listen to Tropicana
but the stuff
Cookies,
I got, I feel like you would like.
Okay,
I got a few
things
that I feel like you jump on that.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'm always down.
Definitely. So next question: what's your favorite dispensary?
My favorite dispensary
in the 735, and then I'll let you give me a second one in the Detroit area.
All right. Favorite dispensary in the 734. It's got to be Huron View because Black on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Thought they closed.
Nah, she back open now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So make sure y'all stop in the Huron
Yeah.
View. How about this? Because it's really a tie. Like, I love Huron View, and it's at home. It's in the Deuce. So I give y'all the Ipsy one too, Planet Jane. They just reopened. And before, the weed was fire before. They were cultivating everything in house because they had the micro license and all that. But I gotta give a shout out to Planet Jane because they just upgraded, so now they got other products in there as well. But they're my favorite, really, because the way they treat you when you come in. You know what I'm saying?
They do have good customer service.
Yeah, the customer service is always on point. You're not waiting a long time in line or anything like that, and the staff is knowledgeable. That's the other thing. Like, the staff is very knowledgeable. So when somebody like me walk in there, they don't look. I don't know what to tell you, sir. This one's good and this one's good. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you I'm looking for something, they know where to point me.
So you know what my favorite thing about them? They open the latest in Washington County. Cause I'm like running here, there. By 8, 9 o'clock when the other ones is closing, I ain't made it to the dispo yet. So them being open to 11 is like a lifesaver for me sometimes.
Facts. So, man, that's dope. So those are probably, they tied. In terms of, I guess, like Metro Detroit, I ain't gonna lie, Loom be having some shit. Loom is, and that's one of the biggest brands in the state, but they be having some shit. Like, I've never had a bad experience there. Like, again, customer service is the big thing to me, and having a knowledgeable staff. But the way, like, they display products and everything at Loom is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Loom is essentially a car dealership for weed. That's the craziest way I could put it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are very fancy.
Yeah, even like the packaging is A1. I like the little felt Loom bags and everything else like that. That's some people that took their time and focused on.
They're giving you a cannabis
you're not
experience.
just coming in, exactly. You're not coming there to just shop for weed. You buying the whole experience, and it may not be the cheapest by any means, but the experience is totally worth what they charging.
Do we want to tell the story of how Swag Right met Dre Dav? We want to go back that far?
Yeah, we could do that.
The Chain Gang?
Man, shout out to PF Chains. That was a fun time.
It was an amazing time. I think I've gained more weight working at PF Chains than I ever have in life.
Yeah, I mean,
to be honest with you,
that shit wasn't nothing but fried food with sugar in it, dog. So yeah, if y'all don't know, like, I used to be the chef at PF Chains for a few years, and you know what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's really when shit started taking off too, for the music thing, because it's like right during that time. That's when City of Trees 2 came out.
That's when you started doing the shows.
Yeah, that's when the shows started happening. That's when we got locked in at Ziggy's. We did the City of Trees 2 party at Ziggy's, and that was like, from there I was hooked. You know what I'm saying? So again, shout out to Ziggy's, because it's like, but without the support of everybody at the restaurant at that time, and them telling their friends, because like, you was there. That show was fucking packed. And so for it to be one of my first events, it was insane. You know what I mean? I still got a couple of the CDs that we were selling that day, and I was just like, I'm never gonna get rid of them. It's a few of them that's just for me, and because that's what really kicked off my career, and that made me go, all right, yep, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's when I was like, hey, I just passed the headphones to somebody on the line, like, hey, listen to this real quick. How that sound? Okay, yeah, bet. All right, listen to this one real quick. We about to go to the studio after work. Why don't y'all shoot up? You know what I'm saying? So like, that shit was dope, man. And yeah, I was a chef, so I was hiring motherfuckers and then be like, you want to keep your job, listen to my music. You know what I mean?
That little pressure.
It was dope, man. And like it was me, Swag Right, Mo Grease, Cal Dame, like it was a few of us in there, and then we all started getting busy with the music shit, and look at us now. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like, Grease can't walk in nowhere, and he can't walk in nowhere, and a motherfucker don't go, ow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's some type of way. You get to singing that.
Yeah, facts.
My sister still sing that every time she see him.
Man, I'm telling you, motherfucker can't go nowhere, and nigga go, ow. So, And that was PF Chang's too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember me and Grease was smoking on break, and he was like, "Hey, let's go to your car real quick. I got something I want to show you." And I'm like, "Nigga, this is about to go nuts." So, yeah, and I was one of the first ones to hear it. I had the privilege of that. Shout out to Mo Grease. If y'all ain't peep his episode, go peep that one too.
Yeah, episode 1. Go back.
Yeah. But, so I appreciate you for having the OGs on.
I gotta show love to the people that I love the most first. Period.
Yeah, no, that's real.
People I go back the furthest with, and not only the music, but just the community here in Ann Arbor. You from High Cone, I'm from Stony Brook,
Mm-hmm.
So, and I met Grease when he was 19, working in a different restaurant. So. So I just really appreciate everybody still being connected. Even since, the pandemic, I don't see half the people talk to half the people I used to see.
Yeah.
But,
that pandemic shook some shit up, man. Like,
it definitely changed things.
I feel like as a community, and because that's when you had Flight Team and Keep It G shows like damn near back to back every week. It was or 734 Saturdays. Like it was always some shit going on. And somewhere, and we was right on like the precipice, and then the fucking pandemic just. So now, just the community as a whole feel like it's just rebuilding again. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like Flight Team, Keep It G, Medallion, True Classic was going crazy. Like everybody was, doing what they were supposed to be doing. You was dropping crazy, also managing the artists, putting events together. You know what I'm saying? Like it was different. So we was right there. We was getting major artists to come in the city. Our artists were going out and doing other things, and so we was right there. And then everything got shut down at the worst possible time.
Everything happens for a reason, I feel, and I feel like it kind of made the cream rise to the top. Whereas everybody who's very serious about their stuff is still in it now and doing bigger and better.
That's a fact. That's a fact too. That did show you, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Because you got Dilo out in Cali going nuts now, doing his thing. I'm still doing what I'm doing. True Classic still touring. Rocky didn't switch to Jaguar Heem and got the whole Heem team behind him.
Positivity.
Yeah,
all about the positivity. You gotta believe.
Yeah, no facts. And so it's dope to see everybody that's still like that had the hunger and the passion for it still chasing it. Cause we ain't getting no younger either. You know what I mean?
I don't even want to say how old I turn this year.
If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. But if not, we could say. I feel like everybody could say we put everything we had into it.
Period.
Know what I mean? And we just laid the foundation for the next generation of artists that's coming up and that's really gonna take it to the next level.
The spotlight is very much so on Detroit right now, and I feel like it would just take a couple of solid moves from a couple of our artists to just kick that light over just a little bit down 94.
Yeah, no, that's and you ain't wrong. And then it's like you got artists that's doing it. Like you can't go to a show at Diamondback that Polo ain't a part of, and Polo done put local niggas on stage with Sada Baby and everything. So shout out to him for starting to bridge that gap because he got the platform for it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, yeah.
And Polo ain't never been the type of nigga to be like, this is just for me. Like I ain't never seen him do nothing but reach his hand out, pull other people up with him. So that's
despite all the hate, he probably the most hated on person or artist I ever seen in the 735.
Yeah, and it's crazy because he don't do nothing but show people love, but you got to commend him because he never let it change.
He's definitely not jaded.
Yeah, he never let it change.
He will treat you accordingly.
Yeah, fact. And that's what you have to do.
As you should.
It's like this, and this shit is a business too. So you got to make sure your paper together too, because everybody else gonna treat it like a business, But when you come correct, I ain't never seen him turn away, good business or anything.
I got
like
a feature from him in the beginning of my rapping. So I ain't had no buzz, nothing. And he gave me a feature for the law, for real, compared to what I've heard he charged other people. So shout out to him.
Yeah, he always show love, man. And and it's just so I think as time goes on, that it's going to, like, the whole spotlight is just going to be on Michigan because this motherfucker's in Muskegon that go crazy.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Grand Rapids got
Flint
some fire.
killing it right now.
Yeah, Flint going nuts. You know what I'm saying? Flint about to be, it's Detroit and Flint. And so I just feel like we got next. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. Well, let's leave it off on that note. Ann Arbor got next.
Facts. Facts.
Ain't nothing else to say after that. All right, Ann Arbor.
Next.
This is Swag Right Tony, 734 in Ann Arbor on Ann Arbor Hub Podcast. And we out.
Yes, sir.